guys, in the previous video, we have seen the architecture of LoadRunner. We have understood that there are three components to the LoadRunner, or three main components to the LoadRunner. First one is virtual user generator or VUGen. Second one is the controller, and the third one is the analysis. And then there is an additional component called load generator or LG, or load injector or agent machine, call them. So we have seen how these four components interact with each other and work with each other so that you will be able to do the performance testing. Now we will see where to install these LoadRunner components. Okay, so how it will be installed in a real-time setup, and later on at the end of the video we'll go ahead and see how it will be installed on our performance testing, in our setup for learning purposes. Okay, so this was the architecture. So we assumed that this was what a VUGen was. Okay, so there were two scripts. Okay, so one is purchase order script, even though here it says check mail script, compose mail script. So in the earlier video we have seen that it could be any scripts. In the earlier video it was purchase order script and purchase requisition script, or it could be any scripts. Okay, just ignore that script names. Okay, so that's the first component, and that's your second component, which is the controller. Okay, and that's the third component, which is analysis. Now the first component, VUGen, will be installed on the performance tester's machine, which is your machine. Okay, so when you go to a company, the company would give you a machine, right? Or a machine, or a laptop, or a desktop, or whatever it is. So your VUGen is installed on that one. Okay, and the analysis is also installed on that. So on your system there are two components installed, so VUGen and analysis. So if you're new to performance testing, so if you land, if you get into the company and somebody has given you this desktop or laptop, so these are the two things that you will check, whether your VUGen and analysis is installed or not. If they are not installed, talk to the right people and get it installed. Now the other component, the important component, which is the controller, it is typically not installed on the performance tester's machine. It is installed on some other machine altogether. Okay, so they will have a dedicated machine for the controller. They have a dedicated machine for the controller. Okay, so when I said dedicated, it will not be used by anybody, and it will not be used by you, or it will not be used by anybody in the company, and unnecessary softwares will not be installed on that. Along with controller, there are other basic things that would be installed, and this machine will be used only when you need to use the controller. So when you as a performance tester have to use the controller, just use that machine. Otherwise you will be using your own personal laptop. Okay, so by the way, in your company you are not the only performance tester. There could be other people as well, other performance testers as well. So these guys have the rights to use this controller machine as well. So let's say there are three performance testers in your company. So all the three have the rights to use this controller. So this is the reason why you guys have to coordinate with each other to see who will be using this controller at what time. So let's say you wanted to run a test, so you booked it in the morning from 9 to 12, and your friend also wants to run a test, so he will have to coordinate with you, and probably he will have to use it after 12 o'clock. Maybe he can use it till 3, and this guy wants to use it as well, so he can use it from 3 to 6. So you divide the time so that you will be able to use this controller machine. Okay, in case there are more than one performance tester. Then this setup, we have assumed that there are two LG machines, LG1 and LG2. Again, LG1 will be installed on a separate machine altogether, just like a performance tester. For the controller you have a separate machine called M1. Similarly, each load generator will have one single machine. So this LG1 has M2 and LG1 has M2 machine and LG2 has M3 machine. So these are separate machines. Again, these are dedicated machines only for the load generator. Nothing will be installed on this. No VUGen, no controller, nothing will be installed. Just the LGs will be installed. Here LG software will be installed. Nothing else is installed on this. Again, these are dedicated machines, which means that nobody else is supposed to use this machine. Okay, so this is how it will be in the real-time setup. So to give a quick recap of everything that we have discussed, VUGen and the analysis will be installed on the performance testers machine, controller, one dedicated machine, and LGs, one dedicated machine. If you have two LGs, two dedicated machines separately. So this is what a real-time setup needs. But Kumar, I'm learning LoadRunner. If you want me to bring 3 machines, and this is one machine, so you want me to bring 4 machines just for learning LoadRunner, it is not feasible. Okay, so I want one machine for VUGen analysis, then one more laptop or desktop for controller, and one more laptop or desktop for the first LG, and one more laptop and desktop for the second LG. So totally I need 4 machines. Either it could be laptops or desktops. How can I bring 4 machines just to learn LoadRunner? Totally fair enough. So that's the reason why I said this is in the real-time setup. But for your learning purposes, for our session, okay, for the learning purposes, everything is installed on your machine. Is it a possibility? Yes. And by the way, you don't have 2 load generator machines, you have only 1 load generator machine, and that is also installed on your machine. So everything that is required for you to do the performance testing, every single thing is installed on your machine. So this is how all the machines are configured, okay, for our learning purposes and the real-time setup as well. So in the next video, we'll look into the load generators, and then we'll take it forward from there.